Okay, this is my Nutrisystem breakfast. I have, at breakfast you get to have a Nutrisystem breakfast entree, which I have a cranberry orange cake or cranberry orange something. And then I have and then you get a Power Fuel with that. So to make it seem like more food, I have had my Power Fuel as a veggie burger because I'm a vegetarian, and I stir fried that with some sausage seasonings like some sage, some garlic, some onion, and then I also put half a cup of cooked peppers and a handful of spinach in there because those are free. And as you can see, it makes a huge amount of food, and it actually makes you feel like you're getting a lot of food. So that's what I have for breakfast, and I will be doing my snack.
Yum.
Hey YouTube, I know this looks kind of pathetic, but this is actually this was my lunch. So what happened was we had a special event at church. So I had my breakfast that I showed you, and then we had a special event at church at 10. So of course I couldn't make my salad, my egg whites, and all that stuff. So I ended up just cutting my bar in half and eating half of my bar at 10 o'clock at church so that I would not be starving when I got home. And I got home, and this other half of a bar is what's left. I'm actually going to eat that. That's the microwave going off with my kids' lunch. I'm actually going to make that. I'm actually going to eat that while I'm cooking lunch because I'm starving. And most importantly, I'm going to have it with a huge bottle of water. And then for my actual lunch, I'm actually going to use my snack, what was going to be my snack this morning. So I will go ahead and I will film that when it is ready. So that is what I had. So I basically had my lunch for snacks, and I'm going to have my snack for lunch, if that made sense. All right. So this is what I made for lunch. Technically, this is my snack, and my snack was a Power Fuel, but you can have unlimited veggies. So what I did, because I'm trying to stay really full, and when I add my calories at the end of the day, when I use this many vegetables, when I look at the total that they give you on the bottom of the website, it is always like right around 1,200, like 1,300 max. So even adding all these vegetables and making this look like a huge meal, you're still right in that calorie zone where you can like really lose weight. So what this is it's a cup of baby spinach. And then on top of it, I have a cup of egg whites, because that's the size that you're supposed to use for your Power Fuel. Just the kind that you buy in the refrigerated section. And I kind of stir fried it just with some garlic and onion powder and a quarter cup of water. And if anybody's interested, I can show you how I do that. It's really not anything spectacular. It's not really pretty to look at, but it's really good. And then with just a cup of frozen peppers. So I do the peppers first in some water and everything, and then I put the eggs in after the water is pretty much dry, and I use a nonstick pan. And then, of course, I have my bottle of water. There, you still see the garlic powder in the background. And I also, sometimes I put a teaspoon or a tablespoon of this Walden Farms fat-free dressing. And it is supposed to be calorie-free, so you supposedly can use it unlimited. I only use up to 3 tablespoons a day as my extra, because I have found that when I just pour it on willy-nilly, even though it's calorie-free, that I actually don't lose as much weight. And I think it's because they can call it calorie-free as long as it's under a certain amount of calories. But if you start pouring a half a bottle on, which I do because it's really good, you are starting to get into that, extra 30 to 40 calories, I think. That's just my theory. But I know that I think you can list as 0 calories if it's 5 calories or less, if it's less than 5 calories. So ultimately you are intaking, if you're using like a lot of it at everything, you're intaking several extra calories. And when you're really fighting for, your weight loss, you don't need to be taking in those calories that are adding up. So I only use a tablespoon of that. I measure it, and this is going to be my lunch. It would have been my snack, but look, considering I already had my lunch bar, that is a lot of food. And I still have a Power Fuel left over from my lunch that I didn't use, which I will use in another snack. So that is my lunch for today. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm getting ready to have my afternoon snack. I still have a Power Fuel left from lunch, which is a protein, but I am not going to use it right now because I'm starting to drag a little bit, and I'm thinking that I need some carbs or some sugar or something. So this is a particularly interesting idea here. So I have one of the things that they recommend for a smart carb is a small or a medium banana. So I have a small banana because I put an additional 2 additional items in my smoothie. Well, 3 if you count the ice, but that doesn't have any calories in it. So as many of you know, I am planning to try to conceive another baby in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So in my smoothie, I also put, I'll try to reach it here, some of this super green food, because that is supposed to be really, really good for fertility. It has all sorts of yummy, it's not really yummy, it actually looks really gross, but it tastes pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but it has like spirulina and like sea kelp, and it just has all sorts of stuff in it that is like really supposed to be good to help your egg quality. And then the other thing that is supposed to help your egg quality is royal jelly. And the nice thing about royal jelly is it is actually lower in calories than honey. So I think a tablespoon of honey or a teaspoon of honey is like 100 calories. You see, it drips down the side when I use it, so that's why it looks so goopy. But this is 1 teaspoon is 20 calories. So I figured I was willing to sacrifice that as my extra. And so I put in there a banana because it's really not good on its own, at least to me. A scoop of the green food and then a teaspoon of the royal jelly. So the green food has 30 additional calories in it. So I'm adding a total of 50 calories. But I'm going to count those as my extras because I really think that I need them. So yeah, that's what I'm having, and let me see, let it blend it up. So here, then my Ninja blender is so loud, so just bear with me here. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty. So this is what the smoothie looks like when it's done, and it is a little bit greenish in color from the green food, but it actually tastes really good. And because, well, it probably tastes better to me because I haven't had sugar all day, and so now it tastes good. But it's actually really filling, and it gives me that little sugar fix, and it also gives me the things that I think my body needs to help my egg quality. So that is my afternoon snack, and I'm just so excited that I have a leftover Power Fuel. So when I'm starving later, I will have that. So this is my Power Fuel that I was supposed to have with my lunch. It's actually 4:30 in the afternoon now, and even though I'm going to be having dinner in like an hour and a half, I am starving. So I decided to go ahead and have my Power Fuel. I'm having a Nutrisystem shake, and because I just was not in the mood for something savory. I really wanted something sweet that tasted like a carb. So I'm doing a shake. I wouldn't normally do the shakes. I had this one box that my friend gave me because she's not doing Nutrisystem anymore. And so I had it and I thought I'll use it. But the thing that I don't like, especially since I am just trying to lose this weight before I try to get pregnant again, the ingredients are not terribly impressive. You know, it's a huge thing. There's a lot of ingredients. And even though it has 15 grams of protein, I am just not really wanting to, you know, just do the additional kind of junk. I actually prefer using more of the whole foods during, because you're getting a lot of prepackaged foods on Nutrisystem. So I kind of prefer to do more whole foods and also more filling foods, because when you do like, you know, when you do like eggs and vegetables, you get a whole lot more food. But I am a vegetarian on this plan, so I'm somewhat limited, and I'm trying to not do a lot of artificial stuff. But I had these, and I thought I'd have it. So it is the vanilla shake. It tastes okay, but hopefully it'll fill me up. It has 15 grams of protein, and I am starving. But oh, just as a side note on the starvation thing, this is my first day of being back on Nutrisystem, and I will tell you from experience, the first 3 days are the worst. I always feel like I'm gonna starve to death on the first 3 days, and then after that my body gets used to it, and I'm more used to the regular eating times, and I'm more used to the low calories, and I do much better. But the first few days are rough. So that is my second afternoon snack, which this has been an off day because that normally would have been with my lunch, but that's what I'm having at 4:30. So it's afternoon, and I had my shake, and now I'm freezing cold. So I'm still really hungry. So I'm having some tea, and since I don't actually drink tea, and I don't drink caffeine, especially since I'm going to be trying to conceive in the future, I am having cinnamon apple spice tea. It's like caffeine free. It's pretty much apple peels and cinnamon is all it is, and then you steep it in water. We don't drink coffee or tea, and I don't drink Diet Coke anymore. So yeah, so that's what I'm having this afternoon because I'm cold and I'm starving. Okay, it's crazy. We're getting ready to eat. My boys are acting crazy and insane, so forgive the background noise. But tonight I'm having the vegetable fajita. You buy the wrap yourself. I get the ones, the whole grain, low fat ones, low carb ones from Costco. They're 100 calories. They're not as good as the ones from Walmart that are 80 calories, but they are much cheaper. So in my wrap, there's the tortilla, and then there's the fajita mix that is actually the Nutrisystem part, and there's some spinach in there. And then I had some leftover fajita mix, and because I'm so starving, I didn't want to just throw it away, so I actually put it on top of some spinach. The whole thing would be much better with some shredded lettuce, but I don't have shredded lettuce, so we're going to have to work with spinach. And I did not I'm not using my carb. I'm going to save my carb for later, and I will probably do some apples and cinnamon or something like that so I can have a late night snack. And my boys are anxious to eat, so I'll stop now. Okay, this is my last thing of the day, and I saved my carb, so I'm having an apple and the chocolate sandwich cookies. Now, I'll have to report back on the chocolate sandwich cookies because that is something that's new, and they didn't have it when I was on Nutrisystem last. So I will let you know if they're good. So, and then I will also give you a calorie total for the day. All right. Okay, so I know that I said that was the last thing I was having for today, but I had the chocolate sandwich cookies, and they were pretty good, but they are not an Oreo, so do not think they're an Oreo. But anyway, sorry, I decided because I'm starving. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I still have to do a lot to do around the house to get my kids ready for school, coming off the weekend and stuff like that. I decided to go ahead and have a cup of tea, and I'm having the peach detox tea because, I don't know, maybe it's a fantasy of mine, but I think it's going to help to flush out the water weight and give me that initial inspiration that I need. And so if you can see, let's see, it is not really tea. I had to turn the light on because it's dark in here, but it has like a blend of cinnamon bark, ginger root, cardamom seed, licorice root, clove, orange peel, bilberry leaf, parsley leaf, organic corn silk stem, dandelion root, black pepper, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, it is not really tea, but I'm really hoping it'll help me flush out the water. And also, since I am going to be trying to get pregnant in the next 6 to 8 weeks, I am hoping that it can just kind of flush out any impurities from my body. And also, even though I am trying to be super healthy, I am eating prepackaged foods, so I'm kind of hoping that it is going to help with that a little bit and help, just help things just kind of keep flushing on out. So that is what I'm having tonight. Hopefully this will be my last thing, and I will give a calorie total for my day after this.